Hi, I'm Jane Liu. I'm the founder of Upwardly Global. When I started this organization 20 years ago, I thought that our mission to advance equity and opportunity would be important. Little did I know that 20 years later, 2 decades in, it would feel like the work that we do is more important than ever. We're standing at the edge of a new frontier as a country and also as an organization. And the words of John F. Kennedy's 1960 New Frontier speech still ring incredibly true. I hope that you enjoy this adaptation of his powerful words.
The new frontier of which we speak is not a set of promises. It is a set of challenges. The new frontier is here whether we seek it or not.
Beyond that frontier are uncharted areas of science and space, unsolved problems of peace and war, unconquered problems of ignorance and prejudice, unanswered questions of poverty and surplus.
We believe that the times require imagination and courage and perseverance.
We ask each of you to be the pioneers towards that new frontier.
For courage, not complacency, is our need today. Leadership, not salesmanship.
And the only valid test of leadership is the ability to lead and lead vigorously.
Are we up to the task? Are we equal to the challenge?
That is a choice our nation must make.
A choice that lies not merely between two parties, but between the public interest and private comfort.
Between national greatness and national decline. Between the fresh air of progress and the still atmosphere of normalcy.
All mankind waits upon our decision. A whole world looks to see what we will do.
We cannot fail their trust. We cannot fail to try.
Good evening. I'm Tony Gonsalves, head of Warner Media Sales and Distribution and a proud supporter of Upwardly Global. Thank you for joining us this evening to support the critical work and mission of this organization. These times are anything but normal, and tonight's event will certainly reflect that. We're gathered online instead of in person, but the call to action for this work and mission has never been more important. 2020 has been a tough teacher. It's shown us in many ways that we are interconnected, that we depend on each other to fight a virus, to keep each other safe, to build a better future for our children. But 2020 has also shown us that opportunity isn't always open to everyone. So many of us face barriers in this country, and those barriers have gotten even bigger this year. I know this firsthand. As many of you know, my family and I immigrated to the US from Portugal, and I'm a proud first-generation Portuguese immigrant. My parents made the decision to leave their home and embark on a new journey to this great country for a better life. While I can't pretend to know all the reasons or feel the same emotions that they must have felt upon making that call, they came to this country with a can-do optimism, faith in the future, and a willingness to risk everything for the good of our family. That promise of America, opportunity, is what drove them here. The chance to build a new life, the opportunity to contribute to an economy, the opportunity to contribute to a community. I and my family are living proof that the American dream is real. The American dream is alive. We simply need this continued opportunity. Upwardly Global works to keep this promise alive, to address the barriers, open doors, and provide opportunities for immigrants and refugees, which is one tangible step toward building an America that truly provides opportunity for all. This is work that we need to get behind. It touches all of us. That's why it's such an honor for me to kick off tonight's program, Building a Stronger America for All, which also marks Upwardly Global's 20th anniversary. We've got an inspiring lineup of speakers this evening, with stories that illustrate how members of the Upglow family have rolled up their sleeves and gotten to work this year, building a stronger country for all of us. We'll hear from Upglow program alumni now working on the front lines to fight COVID and keep us safe. We'll recognize leaders at incredible companies, Western Union, Accenture, and OC Tanner, committed to building connections, advancing innovation, and championing inclusion in their workplaces. We'll share much needed laughs with Negin Farzad, one of the funniest people in this country, and some music. And finally, we'll hear a call to action from Mike Bloomberg, former mayor of the great city of New York and a champion of immigrants. We also have an opportunity to raise our hands and support the critical work of Upwardly Global and empowering the immigrant and refugee professionals at the heart of their mission. Our goal tonight is to raise $100,000 to support UpGlow's job coaching, networking, and skill building programs. The work that will put opportunity in reach for thousands of immigrant and refugee professionals and help us build a more equitable and inclusive country. These funds simply break down barriers and facilitate the entry of more skilled immigrants into our economy by working with companies and policymakers to shift hiring practices and scale tangible change. Every dollar will make a difference. And tonight, the first $25,000 in donations from you will be matched by UpGlow's board members. Thank you in advance for your generosity. I'm delighted to now hand over the program to my friend and colleagues, Gina Kraus-Vilmar, President and CEO of Upwardly Global, and Jeremy Robbins, Executive Director of New American Economy. We'd like to extend a huge thank you to Jeremy and our friends at New American Economy for partnering with us tonight.
Hi, I'm Gina Kraus-Vilmar. I'm the CEO of Upwardly Global. Tony, thank you. I'm looking forward to emceeing this night with you. I am joined with Jeremy Robbins, the Executive Director for New American Economy. They have been an incredible partner to Upwardly Global, including in this gala. Jeremy, why don't you tell us a little bit about New American Economy?
Thank you, Gina, and thank you, Tony. We were thrilled to partner with you. New American Economy is a think tank and an advocacy organization founded by Michael Bloomberg about 10 years ago, trying to make the case that investments in immigration are investments that make America stronger. We work in more than 100 communities all across the country, focusing on new gateways, specifically in conservative states, trying to make sure that when immigrants get there, they are welcome, they're integrated, they're more successful, and that communities can be more resilient and stronger.
So Jeremy, I think this partnership is amazing because Upwardly Global, we are very much the boots on the ground. We're working day in and day out with job seekers and companies to get them to integrate successfully into our economy and to contribute back to their communities. And you guys do an incredible job with building that evidence and that case and shifting that narrative and really advancing policy. And let's talk about that because right now we have just finished a very close race. We are still a country very much divided on a lot of issues. And we're looking towards 2021. So, you know, in your seat and where you're sitting from, what are you thinking about when you're thinking about that agenda for our work?
Yeah, thank you, Gina. I mean, it's an interesting time because on the one hand, we're certainly more polarized than we've ever been, right? You look at how divisive this election was. But the truth is, like, when you go into communities around the country, we're also more united on some of the issues that you would think of as the hardest. You look at immigration and you look at Gallup every year asks Americans, do immigrants make the country stronger or do they hurt the country? And this time when you think that we're more divided than ever, Gallup has never in their history found more Americans who think that immigration is a win. And that's despite relentless attacks over the last 4 years on immigrants. And so I'm very optimistic. I mean, I think it's a very, very challenging time, but the truth is, that we're seeing around the country, whether it's Tulsa, Oklahoma, whether it's Sioux City, Iowa, whether it's Salt Lake City, Utah, whether it's Bowling Green, Kentucky, and community after community where you wouldn't expect it, you're getting people from across the spectrum coming together, making real investments in making their communities more inclusive. And so I think that leaves us with a lot to do. It certainly leaves us with a lot of challenges, but I do think that there is not a community in America that we can't go to now and that is not ready for this type of work. So I throw it right back to you, and I'm very curious how you're thinking about 2021.
Yeah, it's interesting. I really love what you say about people because for us, our work is definitely about people, but it's also about building that incredible community of support. I often think that like each one of us got here today because of somebody that helped us along the way. And how can we really be that for immigrants? And I think you're right. There are a community of people really willing to step up, including a lot of people in this room tonight listening in for our gala. I would say the other pieces is I think the rhetoric around a zero-sum game in which some belong at the expense of others has really forced us to underestimate immigrant potential. And we know, like right now in our recovery, immigrants are at the forefront of essential jobs, right? They are 16% of our healthcare workers. They're 29% of our doctors, many of whom are serving COVID patients. So we are so critically connected and interdependent with these individuals who are showing up to serve. And I think for us, it remains to be really like, what about that 2 million college educated immigrants and refugees who remain and underemployed? And how do we really move the mark for them? And I think what's wonderful is we're able to do that in partnership with you guys, because you're right, it's about going into these communities and it's about making the case and it's about really demonstrating the power of people.
I think that's a fabulous point. I mean, I think COVID is such a challenge, but it's also such an opportunity, right? I mean, you think about how immigration has played into this moment, right? Immigrants were they the people potentially on one side, they're a threat, they're going to bring the disease, they're going to take our jobs, but the reality is what people are seeing firsthand around the country is that the people on the front lines, right? The cashiers, the people getting the deliveries on time, the home health aides, the doctors, the nurses, all up and down, the people fighting the virus and keeping us safe, immigrants have played an outside role. I mean, they're not a panacea. They weren't going to solve everything, but the reality was the people putting their life on the line, disproportionately, those were jobs that immigrants were working. And I think now as we turn towards the recovery, and you think about how are we going to have new jobs? How are we going to get the talent we need to grow? How are we going to be able to build back from a devastating recession? Well, you want people who are entrepreneurial, who are risk takers, who have skill sets that we need, who have a diverse set. And so I do think that this is a moment to have this discussion. And I think that certainly in Washington, but also in states around the country, there's a lot that you can achieve. Just during COVID, there were 7 different governors who changed their licensing laws to get more immigrants off the sidelines to be able to practice their professions as doctors, as nurses. And so I think you'll see a lot more of that. And that's something we're going to hopefully get to work on together.
Well, and I would also add to that like we have a lot of companies in the room tonight, and many of them see that power of immigrants being part of this diversity story and diversity really driving innovation. And we really need that innovation, not only in this moment, but we also need that for our future growth and our future competitiveness. And how can immigrants continue to fuel that? So I think we have an exciting evening in front of us, and I am so thrilled to be partnering with NAE on this and on many other things, and looking forward to the work ahead.
Thank you, Gina.
Hey, Upwardly Global family, this is Wes Moore, the CEO of Robinhood, and I just want to take a quick moment just to say congratulations and also just to say thank you. For 20 years, you all have truly led the charge on not just issues that are incredibly important, but also truthfully issues that many people have not fully understood how deeply ingrained they are in the larger idea of our American spirit and the larger idea of our human story. Robinhood is very proud to have been a long-standing partner and a key funder for Upwardly Global. And we are pleased to recognize this anniversary, but more importantly, just incredibly thankful for the work that you all have done for such a long period of time. This relationship has been one of partnership. It's been one of mutual learning. And frankly, it's been one of real admiration of you. How you've been able to do your work, how you've been able to have been so incredibly effective in that work. Committing to create a true lasting change in people's lives, the model of empowerment, how we can open up opportunity at an actual systems level. Your work has touched the lives of thousands of immigrants and refugees, and has become a model at the intersection of workforce and also immigration. So I'm so thrilled and so excited by your work in truly building solidarity and moving forward inclusion together. Thank you for your humanity. Thank you for your work. and congratulations on making a true difference in our society.
Thank you, Wes, for those powerful words in your partnership. This week is a historic week. We saw that glass ceilings can be broken for immigrants, for people of color, and for women. We saw Kamala Harris become the first Vice President-elect of the United States. She is a Black and Asian American woman who is a child of immigrants. And at Upwardly Global, we look forward to paving the way for many more immigrants to reach their full potential. Tonight, I get to introduce our honorees, outstanding people and companies that are taking bold action and measurable steps to hire and support refugees and immigrants. And we need their leadership now to change the systemic barriers that hold our and other diverse communities back and to open inclusion and opportunity. So our Forging Connections Award goes to Hikmet Erzak, the CEO of Western Union. Hikmet stands apart. He is one of 58 Fortune 500 CEOs who is an immigrant. He proudly calls himself a migrant. And when in 2015, we all watched with horror the 3-year-old body of Aylan Kurdi, a Syrian refugee boy, wash up on the Turkish shores, Hikmet used that moment to create a movement. He used Western Union Foundation funds to reimagine opportunities for refugees. And Upwardly Global was one of those beneficiaries, as 30% of our job seekers are refugees. Hikmet, thank you for your leadership and for forging connections.
I just want to say thank you receiving this award. It's special for me. I'm honored and actually extremely humbled to receive that event. I can tell you that migrants are heroes. I call them heroes because it's not easy to leave your country, to go to somewhere else, to struggle with the language, with the cultures, but at the same time working hard, making money to support your loved ones back home. And also to contribute to the economy that in the country you arrived. It's not easy. I can tell you from my own experience. I've been twice an immigrant, once from Turkey to Austria, and the second time from Austria to the US. And even though I worked for corporations many years, it was not easy for me to be an immigrant, to adapt myself to the environment and working hard. And I am very proud that somehow I made it, but I'm also very thankful and humble that the environment allowed me to do that. And I'll never forget that first money I made, I supported my father back home to buy medicine. So I sent via Western Union actually money so he could go to the pharmacy and buy some medicine. And that's what our customers do. That's what they are so heroes. They're from 200 countries, different countries worldwide. There are about more than 200 million migrants worldwide, and they are all heroes. If you just count them, they would be the 6th or 7th biggest nation. But they have an issue. They don't have a flag. They don't have a national anthem. They don't have representatives. And it's great to have people like you who supports them, who understands them, and who gives them a hope that the world is a better place for all, also for them. Thank you very much. And once again, I call them heroes, and I call you heroes. Thank you.
Hello there, and I want to echo what Hikmet just shared, that on behalf of those who work at Western Union and the Western Union Foundation, which I have the honour of leading, we're so pleased to be recognised by Upwardly Global. Western Union and Upwardly Global have partnered for many years, and we're excited about strengthening our collaboration together in the future. At Western Union, we strive to create and live in an interconnected and global world, serving people who've crossed borders so that they and their families can thrive. And we try to do that inclusively. And we're so proud that our products and services support migrants, refugees, and that our foundation continues to support underserved communities globally. I think you heard Hikmet speak about how diverse and inclusive we aim for our company and our workforce to be. And I think that's a commitment we're proud to make and to continue to make moving forward. And it's these values of living in a global world and having diversity and inclusion as our core values are one of the reasons we're such proud partners of Upwardly Global, and excited to support them and champion women like Monica, who is an Upwardly Global participant and who's on the front line of fighting COVID. Back in her native Colombia, Monica took an oath to help people and save lives, and did that even though when she came to Philadelphia, she realized that it isn't so easy. Even when help was desperately needed to provide the support she wanted to give. I'm proud to introduce Monica and hand over to her next.
Born and raised in Colombia, I went to med school there. Any moment from where I can remember myself, I have always wanted to be a doctor. It was just what I was meant to be or meant to do. I'm really stubborn in that way. Whenever I have a goal in mind, it can take me 10 years, but I will get there no matter what. So I moved to Philadelphia, but I feel like one thing is what you have planned and a completely different thing is what life has in store for you. After that, I was like kind of out of the game into like trying to get some job that wasn't related to, you know, to be a nanny or walk dogs or stuff like that I was doing. And it's nothing wrong with that, but I was just wanted to go back to my professional life. So I got in contact with Upwardly Global, and they were phenomenal. They helped me to understand that my experience in Colombia was also valid. So I could use that. At that point, I had a mentor. She was so selflessly helping me. After that, I feel like that the obligation of helping somebody else. That was what everybody was doing at the beginning, trying to figure out the best way to treat these patients. As I said before, it was like a really emotional and physically taxing time. Having the amount of sick people that we have in April, March was like definitely overwhelming. One thing that COVID showed me is that things are going to be tough, but if we allow ourselves to be kind with each other and to be to care about each other, we can make it through.
Elizabeth, Hikmet, thank you so much. And gosh, Monica, the pandemic has demonstrated how deeply we are dependent on each other. And immigrants, including you, are at the front lines and raising your hands to contribute. So for everyone watching tonight, our collective goal is to unlock opportunity for people like Monica and millions of others. So please take a moment to click the donate link or text that very long number you see on your screen. Thanks everyone for taking that moment with us. which leads us to our second award, which is the Driving Innovations Award, which goes to Julie Sweet, the CEO of Accenture. Julie understands that driving innovation and inclusion go hand in hand. Julie stands apart. She is one of 37 Fortune 500 CEOs who is a woman. She was just named in Fortune's 2020 Most Powerful Women in Business as number 1. And she continues to steer Accenture through this pandemic. And while this crisis has made the firm skills and digital transformation more essential, she spends her time talking about this as a pivotal moment, an opportunity to rebuild to the benefit of all and to catalyze a mindset that investing in people is not mutually exclusive to business performance. She is putting her words into bold action with Accenture's 500,000 employees and global footprint. One ambitious action is a commitment to increase representation of Black and Latinx employees to 25% by 2025, which is just around the corner. Equally important, as this is our 20th anniversary, is that no partner has been like Accenture, a partner who has walked this journey every step of the way with us over close to a decade. Accenture has hired 45 of our job seekers. Thousands of their volunteers have supported our communities. They've invested in our work. And more importantly, they are a thought partner to us on strategy, on how to leverage technology. We are so pleased to recognize Julie and our Accenture colleagues with an award of driving innovation to build a stronger America for all. But let's not just hear from me. Let's hear from our Accenture and Upglow friends too.
Good evening. I am Robin Boggs, Director of Corporate Citizenship in the United States for Accenture, and I am thrilled to have the opportunity to celebrate Upwardly Global. Upglow is one of the largest and most important organizations in Accenture's corporate citizenship portfolio. I'm proud of the award-winning partnership that we have built together, one I have been privileged to shepherd since 2011. The impact we have achieved through our work with Upglow is only possible because of support from our CEO, Julie Sweet. Julie, congratulations on this award. I have always known you to be a fearless, vocal leader and advocate for a more inclusive future of work for all. I'm grateful for and inspired by your leadership.
My name is Eloisa Marush. I'm natural from Brazil and an immigrant in the US. I couldn't find a meaningful work that I could fully use my skills when I reached Upwardly Global. They are crucial on my job-seeking experience. 6 years have passed. I manage a successful contract management team at Accenture now across multiple geographies and Accenture's largest client. It's a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multiracial team with different beliefs and above all, respect and a can-do attitude. This is also one of our most innovative teams. Today, I also support Upwardly Global as a relationship manager at Accenture in the San Francisco office. So it's my way to pay forward and show how diversity means. Julie, I can only bring myself to work and lead this team their commitment to equality here. Congratulations for this award. And thank you for understanding the connection between diversity, immigrants, and innovation. We need this strength to move our country forward. Congratulations.
I am Arnab Chakraborty, and I am the executive sponsor for Accenture's partnership with Upwardly Global. As an immigrant from India, Upglow's mission deeply resonates with me. I feel very privileged that at Accenture, I can help other skilled immigrants and refugees through Upwardly Global. Moreover, I feel honored to have our global CEO, Julie Sweet, supporting this great cause. Julie, congratulations on your award. Your leadership and support for Upwardly Global has made a tremendous difference in the lives of many new Americans and refugees. I am confident that together with our people, our clients, and our partners, we can do so much more to help build an inclusive America for all.
Hi, I'm Wendy. Upwardly Global's mission is very personal to me. My grandfather was a refugee from China, and my family came to the United States when I was a teenager. I grew up in a blue-collar community, and my parents worked in back-breaking minimum wage jobs to put my siblings and I through college. They wanted us to achieve our American dreams, and today I work at Accenture. Reflecting on my story and those in my community, I know immigrants contribute, that America is a stronger country when everyone, including the immigrants and refugees, has the opportunity to thrive. So I am so proud that Julie is receiving this award. Congratulations, Julie. Thank you for your leadership in diversity, equity, and inclusion, so minorities and immigrants at Accenture can reach our dreams. More importantly, thank you for leading our people to make an impact in our community and supporting Upwardly Global, so together we can help thousands more to achieve their American dreams.
Good evening, everyone. I'm incredibly honored to accept this award on behalf of our Accenture people around the world, as this is truly recognition of our collective and unwavering commitment to inclusion, diversity, and equality for all. I want to thank Gina and the entire Upwardly Global team for this honor and for your trailblazing work in helping immigrants and refugees succeed and thrive. Special thanks as well to my Accenture colleagues, Robin, Heloisa, Arnab, and Wendy, for your kind words. And to our fantastic Upwardly Global team at Accenture, I'm incredibly proud of your commitment and leadership. And I want to use this moment to recognize the incredible immigrants and refugees who have helped build America and make us a country synonymous with innovation and opportunity. We are proud and grateful to have hired through Upwardly Global nearly 50 talented and inspiring people in the US at Accenture. Let me share 2 examples. Heloisa, who spoke in the video, is from Brazil and joined Accenture in 2014. She is now a contract manager in San Francisco, helping to lead a team of 20 legal resources to support our clients and our business. And you will soon hear from Sujan, from our Accenture Productions team in Chicago. Sujan is originally from Nepal and has been with us since 2013. He and I have worked closely together over the years, and he and his team produced this video. I always have great confidence when Sujan and I are working together. We are absolutely committed to being a company where immigrants and refugees find great opportunity and thrive. And we know that we are a better and more innovative company because of our partnership with Upwardly Global. Our partnership is a perfect illustration of Accenture's purpose: to deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity. From digitizing Upwardly Global's program and curriculum to launching their first ever digital solution for your nonprofit peers, which during the pandemic has benefited over 1,000 job seekers from more than 100 of Upwardly Global's community partners. Over the years, thousands of Accenture people, some of whom are immigrants and refugees themselves, have volunteered more than 10,000 hours to help job seekers through Upwardly Global. Together, we also are helping to close the skills gap in the technology sector by collaborating on free technology training for job seekers and partnering with world-class research and educational institutions, such as the University of California, Berkeley's Institute for Data Science, to help design services that support skilled immigrants and refugees interested in AI and data science careers. Thank you, Upwardly Global, for the meaningful and essential work you do every day. And thank you for this honor and for being our partner.
My name is Susan Guracharya. I'm originally from Nepal. I used to work in various television stations and production houses in Nepal. When I first got here, I was too excited just wanted to enjoy, just travel around, and quickly figured out that you need dollars to survive in the United States. So I started applying for various local television companies here as well, but no luck. So ended up in a survival job. So when I was stuck in the survival job, it was extremely frustrating. I just could not find the right reason why I was in the United States in the first place. Every day was the same routine, and I just kept getting frustrated every day in, day out, and I kept looking for other alternatives, but sadly there was no option for me. While working that, I was just trying to scan through my regular customers, just trying to gauge what field they work at, and try to hand them my resume, see if they provide me any feedback and stuff. I kept calling my parents back home, and I was like, I'm gonna come back to Nepal. I'm done with the place. I can't do anything else. I was looking for any other jobs that would give my life meaning. Upwardly Global once held mock interview sessions in the Accenture office. They matched me with a lead engineer, and we immediately hit it off. A couple months after that, he sends me an email basically asking, there's a technical director position open, are you interested? Every term that was mentioned on the job requirement was unheard of, because the terms that I was familiar with back in Nepal, it's completely different in the United States. I started freaking out, and I called my counselor in Upwardly Global, hey, the person from the mock interview thinks that I can do this, but this is all new to me, I have no idea. And then she calmed me down, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. And then I emailed the guy back, hey, are you sure you want me to apply for this job? It was just like a one-word response from him, just the all caps yes, and rest is history. It's been 7 years now that I'm working for Accenture. I'm happy to say right now it's no longer a job, it's my career now. I'm excited every day. I get to learn new things every day. I'm just very thankful to that mock interview session that Upwardly Global hosted for me that got me to this place, and incredibly thankful for Accenture for giving me this chance and just bring my best to the table.
We've heard so many inspiring stories this evening. People like Monica and Sujan making incredible contributions to this country. Thank you. The work we're doing is so incredibly important, but it's not always easy, especially during these challenging times. That's why I am so delighted to introduce our next speaker, who will offer us a healthy dose of laughter. Negin Farzad is a quadruple threat, a writer, a comedian, a director, and an actor. She does all of this work in the name of social justice. She speaks truth to power, which is incredible in its own right, but does so while making us all laugh, which is a true superpower. Negin was named one of the 50 funniest women by Huffington Post, one of the 10 best feminist comedians by Paper Magazine, and was selected as a TED Fellow for her work in social justice comedy. I'm delighted to welcome Negin.
Hello everybody in the Upwardly Global universe. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. It is a crazy time in American life. Things are just a little charged. I'll just give you an example from my own life. I was on a cable news network not too long ago because I'm the voice of a generation, and we were there talking about current events, and someone tweeted at me after the show, at Negin Farzad is clearly the Jewish nerd on the panel. And actually, I'm an Iranian Iranian American Muslim, like all of you. So to be called a Jewish nerd felt like an upgrade. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, thank you. I responded, actually, I'm the Muslim nerd on the panel. To which they responded, I'm sorry, but you're clearly a Jewy McJewface. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like how funny they were so insistent that I be Jewish. Like, I'm sorry I took your anti-Semitism away from you, but I feel like Islamophobia is a really good substitute, you know? It's like a packet of stevia. But, you know, I also wanted to point out to them, Jewy McJewface is actually, it's an Irish name. You know, like if you really wanted to get me, you would call me Bagel Face Goldstein $sign or something, you know? If we just want to be good with our stereotypes. But I figured maybe it's like their first day, like on bigotry duty or whatever, you know, and we've all been there, you know, maybe didn't totally know what he was doing. So I just figured there's room to grow. I didn't want to escalate the situation, so I just responded with a smiley face emoji, because if there's anything we've learned from this election season is that when they go low, we go emoji. And I really believe that. I just want to live a better life, you guys, just a better Jewish life. What I love about Upwardly Global is that they're trying to make the American dream real for everyone. Like the mantra for the American dream has been like, work hard and you can achieve your dreams. Except for high-skilled workers, the mantra has been work hard and you can get jobs you're overqualified for. You can impossibly redo all of your education while you have kids and housing stress. And then once you've done all of that and you've duplicated everything, you can finally start to achieve your dreams, except for by that point you're old. And I really understand the mission behind Upwardly Global, because so many of my family members came here with degrees that went to waste. My uncle came here with a degree in structural engineering and became an auto mechanic. His brother came here with a degree in civil engineering and became an auto mechanic. My dad's cousin came here with a master's degree in engineering and became, that's right, an auto mechanic. What I'm saying to you guys is that for a period of the early 90s, there was a deluge of Iranian immigrants in the United States that were here to fix your cars, and they were all related to me. You're welcome. Oh, my aunt actually went a little sideways with it. She had a master's degree in psychology, and she ended up becoming an admin assistant, married to an auto mechanic. Oh my God, these immigrants are such high achievers. I mean, it's true. Did you know that 47% of recently arrived immigrants have a bachelor's degree or higher? That means we're getting a bunch of nerds into this country. Like, we're accumulating the world's nerds. And thank God, because they want to do all the serious essential jobs, which means people like me can just focus on comedy or like influencing or playing games on Twitch. I mean, there's so many useless jobs that need to be filled. And if you're a white suburban type, high-skilled immigrants means that you might have more time to focus on wainscoting and Paisley and Dave Matthews. And I know that tonight we're really focused on how high-skilled some of these immigrants are, but I just want to point out that they're generally better at surviving. Take, for example, my cousin. My cousin ended up escaping a war in Iran by riding a donkey over the mountains of Turkey and then traveling on foot for some time and eventually making it to Istanbul, where he did back-breaking jobs to make ends meet, and then he finally got a visa to come to the United States, and now he's a doctor. So my question to you is, if we're ever in a zombie apocalypse, who do you want next to you? My cousin or me, whose main skill is knowing how to adequately moisturize and Yelping cute restaurants? What I'm saying is, I know that if you're in a bunker with me, I'm gonna be sacrificed. I mean, you're not gonna get rid of the guy who wrangled a donkey over the mountains of Turkey. And if the immigrant doesn't know how to kill a zombie, they definitely know how to haggle with it for body parts. I mean, they're gonna get the best deals. So the big question is, like, what would America look like without immigrants? That's a really good question, because, for example, 28% of all doctors are immigrants, which means a quarter of the population just wouldn't have a doctor, which is obviously crazy. You wouldn't enjoy stuff like hummus or guacamole or anything related to rice or just like anything with flavor. Without immigrants, we'd probably all still be using the iPhone 3 or worse, a flip phone. and we wouldn't have Jeff Bezos. So you can forget about your Cosmic Cream Collagen Protecting Moisturizer with adaptogens for same-day delivery. And there would be no Sofia Vergara to play the sassy Colombian wife on Modern Family, and I don't even want to think about that world. But folks, luckily with organizations like Upwardly Global, we don't have to. We can imagine something better. So that's it for me and Negin Farsad. I just want to thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, for supporting and celebrating this cause.
Negin, I have had the benefit of seeing the power of you on stage. Thank you for being such an incredible advocate and a champion for diversity. In 2011, the Syria refugee crisis, now the largest crisis in our history, mobilized the world's attention, and companies stepped up to support refugees. Countless companies answered the call to act, and many made hiring commitments, many of whom are our partners. But OC Tanner is a company that has been hiring and integrating refugees and embracing diversity for decades. Decades. They stand apart. At the heart is an organization that believes that inspiring people to thrive at work. That is something we can all stand behind. Today, some 400 of 1,600 employees at OC Tanner are foreign-born, many of them refugees. And through they're helping in tangible ways to realize a stronger and more inclusive America. That is why we are so thrilled to recognize the leadership and staff of OC Tanner with the Championing Inclusion Award. Dave and Mindy, so glad to have you here and so glad to have you as partners in this work.
Thank you, Gina, and thank you, Upwardly Global, and all of you who have gathered here tonight to celebrate, honor this remarkable organization. As Dave Peterson, I am the CEO of the OC Tanner Company. I'm here tonight with Mindy Cox, the leader of our people team. We are honored to accept this generous and wonderful award on behalf of the people of the OC Tanner Company, our board, and our shareholders, particularly Carolyn Tanner Irish, Stephen Irish, and David Tanner, who join us in this virtual event tonight. It is their past, present, and future support of our long history of seeking out and employing remarkable people who once were refugees who have made our success possible. At OC Tanner, we have a simple mission. We help people thrive at work. As the global leader in software and services that improve workplace culture through meaningful employee experiences, nowhere is that more true than within our own people. Our global team includes people from 58 countries who speak 62 native languages. They are programmers, researchers, designers, client professionals, and craftspeople who create the tech, the tools, and the awards that make our business thrive. They are also our friends, our teammates, and our go-tos. Some have said our people represent the history of world conflict, as OC Tanner has been a new home, a new chance for those who have fled their own countries in search of a new life. People like Bahar Aziz.
My name is Bahar Aziz. I born in north of Iraq. My language is Kurdish. We work for Save the Children organization in Iraq, which is sponsored by United States. At this time, Saddam Hussein was a leader in Iraq. He said, whoever is working in this organization, they are like a traitor. It was so scary. It was so fast because they said, don't bring nothing, just you and your family and just go. You're lucky you're in this country. Always tell my son, because you can be anything you want. I'm so happy because now I have a house, I have a car, like a dream house, like I live American's dream.
What Bahar doesn't realize is that she is helping us live our dream too. Her skills and rich experiences make us stronger as a company. Her perspective brings much needed diversity of thought. Her optimism enhances the experiences of her teammates and helps us move forward, just like so many of her teammates who have similar backgrounds. At OC Tanner, we are committed to the culture of appreciation we teach about. We work every day to build cultures of respect and appreciation in our workplaces. It requires the vision of leaders and the everyday actions of our people and each one of us. It is why we are committed to working together with Upwardly Global and moving from the vision of a more inclusive and welcoming America to the reality OC Tanner has been so fortunate to experience over the last few decades. Real steps and real results is why we made a commitment long ago to hire and promote refugees seeking safety in our country and to welcome them fully and completely. It is one of the best business decisions and human decisions we have ever made, and we dedicate this special honor to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Born and raised in Iraq, Baghdad. Spent my entire childhood and youth in that big city full of people, lovely people. Graduated from the University of Technology as avionic. Then I chose different career, which was in IT. And then 2003, the war erupted and pretty much destroyed everything. After 2003, I got the opportunity to work with a foreign company that helped to provide life support to the United States Army and the coalition forces. And I got my first gig at there. In 2003, when I started my job with ESS, I've been contracted to support 40 sites around the world, around the country, which was from the north side all the way to the south, including the triangular death. They call it triangular death. That included Fallujah city. It was very hot area. Pretty much a lot of incidents, a lot of Al-Qaeda, a lot of terrorism is going in there. For us, we have to drive in and out on a daily basis, and that's expose our life to a lot of dangers. So I have a lot of friends that got lost their lives, they got kidnapped for ransom, they got beheaded. So it was really, really very dangerous area. So that was the main challenges that we really kind of prevent us sleeping in each and every night for almost 3 years. The first impression for me when I get into the state was shock, like totally, oh wow, that's a big city. Am I gonna get my fair chance here? I can barely even speak English. I'm not sure even if I know how to speak English. So that was a kind of a challenge, but definitely you will adapt fast because we've been adapting for the previous 10 years, so why not to adapt now? I met one friend, he was my age. Finally, he speaks the same language I speak. He said, you know what, there is that organization, Upwardly Global, can help you to establish your professional career in this city. And then that's the moment to say, yes, I want them, man. Just show me the way. They use that great real life coaches. They bring people from your career. They make them to meet with you one-on-one or within a group. They tell you all about the secrets, how to do the things, what do you need to get there, what is your next step to be successful in this city. So that was really very helpful, very eyes-opening, and it made me feel safe, to be honest to you.
So we are making progress towards our fundraising goal, guys. If you believe that immigrants and refugees are an asset to our country, then please consider giving now. This is such a pivotal moment in our country's history for us to be investing in the things we care about and the values we want to champion. So if you want Upwardly Global to continue to unlock hope, creativity, inspiration through the contributions of the immigrants and refugees in our communities, please donate. Every dollar will be matched this evening. Thank you for your support.
By now, you know my point of view. Immigrants and refugees are a blessing for this country. They bring new perspectives and hope, things we desperately need. They create jobs, they help raise up communities, and realize shared prosperity. There is no public figure who is a more staunch supporter than Mike Bloomberg. On policy, philanthropy, through New American Economy, and in his own company, Mike has stood by immigrants and advocated for them. Let America be America, said Langston Hughes in a devastating poem that highlights the promise of this country and the long road ahead. In a difficult and profound moment, we're eager to hear from Mike on how we can support the immigrants and refugees who are here, and together help build a stronger country for all. Mr. Bloomberg?
Hello, everyone. Let me congratulate Upwardly Global for 20 years of outstanding and critically important work, and I want to thank all of you for supporting it. It really is making a difference in a lot of lives and in our country. Immigrants and refugees make America stronger in every way. They grow the economy and create jobs and fuel innovation. During the pandemic, immigrant doctors, nurses, and essential workers have saved lives and have kept people safe and provided help to those in need. We need more immigrants, not less. That's why we have to stand up against policies and rhetoric that attack immigrants and that shut out people fleeing persecution. And it's why it's so important that we elect leaders who will fix our broken immigration system so we can welcome more people from around the world who want to work hard and build a bright future for our country. Our company and our foundation have been working to do that, including through the Partnership for a New American Economy. And immigrants are a big part of our company's success, too. It's a pleasure to introduce one of them today. He came to America from Belarus, just like my grandfather on my mother's side, so we have some things in common. In addition to the fact that we both work at the world's greatest financial data and news company, although I guess I'm just a little bit biased. Max, the floor is yours.
I'm originally from Belarus, from the city called Minsk. I was a student before I came to the States. I graduated from Belarusian State University. Then a totally different thing is like packing your things and coming with the idea that, okay, so I'm moving to a new place that I want to call home. And that's where I was with $500 in my pocket in cash. I remember still New York JFK. In 2009, things started to go not as good. All the certainty, all the confidence, all of that disappeared in a blink of an eye. And even like with my family, I mean, obviously they've been trying to support me in any way they could, but it's impossible if you compare the average salary in Belarus, which is $200. I mean, you can imagine that's what probably, sometimes you might go grocery shopping and you would spend more. And that was challenging, but also that's something that motivated me to look for opportunities. During the training, which was amazingly helpful, and I would never think of the value of that training if I wouldn't go through it myself. Learning how to put down the resume, what information is required, what kind of information is unacceptable. People in the States, they might be shocked how different those criteria can be from region to region. Your resumes won't even see a light, basically. So it's like knocking the door that would never open. That's why it was so helpful for me to learn about those little details, how to make it appealing for the US market. And I think that's the crucial part. It was really great to be to get a chance to talk to somebody that can give you a first-hand advice of what it feels like, what's the day-to-day life is, basically. It was December. I got a phone call saying that congratulations, we're ready to make an offer. And I mean, that was a celebration on its own right away. I was so happy. The whole spectrum of emotions went through my mind, through my heart. So this realization that finally this hard work and persistence seemed to be paying off. When I delivered the news to Upwardly Global, when I called the office and I said that, you know, I got a job, and I heard that bell that I know, Upwardly Global rings that bell every time one of the job seekers get matched with a job, and I heard the bell ringing for me. So I remember that moment for sure.
Mike Bloomberg, thank you for agreeing to join us today. You have moved the mark for this community. You are an unyielding champion for immigrants, and as a staunch advocate and through your philanthropy and your business. And thank you for founding New American Economy, who has been our partner in this work and for the evening. Max, we love that you are on the Leadership Council and that you are paying it forward. And wow, you came here with $500 in your pocket. It's a start. So I'm asking you all tonight, will you donate right now $500 to help people like him, Monica, Sujin, and thousands of others who are looking for their start? I know that these are hard times, and we have a long path to rebuild this country. But this evening, being here with you all and having you watch our program, the work of Upwardly Global, truly gives me hope. So with that, I want to pass this on to Tony to close us out for the evening. A person who has been a constant champion and has been alongside us every step of the way. Tony, let's wrap it up.
What an incredible evening. Gina, thank you for being a bold and powerful advocate for immigrants and refugees. Max and Mike, Sujan and Julie, Monica and Hikmet, we are truly all interconnected in such powerful ways. Folks, everything we need to build up these individuals and millions like them and to make our workplaces and businesses more diverse and stronger is right here. The answer is us, and we can make the difference with this community and with this family. That's what draws me to this organization. This work is my way to make a difference. I'm living proof that a difference can be made. I invite you to volunteer. Spend an hour or two with somebody who just arrived, introduce them to a friend, coach them for an interview. It will make a difference. I'd like to just say thank you, because together we can build a better America for all, and we can start now.